leg
show
up
and
over
tell.
top of your head and twirl around on one foot or whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think he's coming. Let's see, yeah.
It's all good.
Stan?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a roll call?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Okay, need a motion to approve the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes. Morgan Township Board of Trustees dated April 22nd, 2024. And I see that we've got,
You gotta do one at a time.
I see
Okay.
that we got April 22nd, 2024, and I'm just identifying what that was for. That's for the Historical Society webpage meeting as written.
Second?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I will make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes dated April 22nd, 2024 at our regular meeting as written.
Second?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I will make a motion to approve the Morgan Township Board of Trustee meetings dated May 6, 2024, and it is concerning the work session for the walking trail as written.
Second?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
Okay, my bad. Motion approved.
Need a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the Morgan Township payment listing from 4/23/2024 through 5/13/2024. Payment number 352-2024 through 391-2024. Warrant number 12632 through 12664 for a total of $56,269.93.
So moved.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay. Let's go to the fire department. Jeff?
Sure. Okay, we'll start off with the fire chief's report. I need a resolution to accept the resignation of Logan Tuscany effective 4/29/24.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I need a resolution to accept the resignation of Gracie Oberg effective 5/13/2024.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I need a resolution to accept the resignation of Riley Reynolds effective 5/13/24.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Huff? I'm sorry, Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I need a resolution. The state EMA through OBM has made additional APR money available for grants, and I need permission to pursue another Ohio ambulance supplemental grant for employee retention. No match. It's absolutely the same as the park money. It's money they have left over. They have to get rid of by September and obligate by June. So
Is
there's
this one that we're gonna have to figure out how much everybody gets again?
no. I'm writing it different. It's a lump sum for each person. It's
Okay.
not an hourly thing, but
Okay.
we'd be crazy not to take advantage of money because I don't think there's any more coming.
So you want a motion? to
Yes.
do-
Yeah, I just want to pursue it.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Mr. Kolb.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff? Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Brooker? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Also, just an update, we've made the decision, because it's not cost effective, to cancel Lexapol. We'll pursue our own policy and procedure manual. Those costs can't justify anymore. It's getting exorbitantly expensive, and we can utilize the base of it and write our own policy manual and have it a dynamic, but it's getting just so cost prohibitive to have that every year. We're also going to get rid of, we made the decision that Nixle is not something we can support because that is skyrocketing in price also. I know it was useful during the tornado event, but the cost is just something that we feel we can't carry the burden for anymore.
How much, what was the Nixle?
It's about $4,000 a year.
I kind of agree with you. I don't think it's.
The sheriff has Nixle and people can subscribe to that and it feeds the same way, but it's just something that we can't justify in these times. So when that's up in November, we're gonna get rid of that also.
So we have,
We'll send a
like-
Nixle that we're getting rid of Nixle.
no, will you have like the sign-in or something that people can switch over to the sheriff's?
Yeah, I can send the sheriff's out. It's the
Okay.
same thing, it's just a different title that we
Right.
put into it. Yeah, but we can put that on social media.
You got somebody here from Valley Duke?
And the other thing we're gonna cancel is the Fire Rescue Academy and go with a more cost-efficient way to get EMS learning. We should realize about $2,300 savings a year on that.
So out of these three, how much will you save?
Right at $10,000 a year.
Okay.
It's about 1% of the budget, so we feel that that's, we're looking at every cost, every dime, and these are some of the big ticket items that are gonna go right away as we can get rid of them. Just because it doesn't make sense in these times, we can use that for other things. That's just information, and then I have nothing else to report. I owe you numbers for the next meeting. I do have an executive session for fire department matters, and I can read it later, or I can read it now, whatever you want me to do.
We can read it later when we go in.
That's all I have, unless you have questions of us.
That's it? Anything on the park more?
Yeah. Sandra, do you want to, Brady, do you want to chime in here, or Sandra, do you want to?
Probably more Brady today.
Okay. Brady, if you would, just kind of explain what we're.
You come up to the
looking at.
podium.
5 pages.
So, if you're familiar with kind of my proposal from the last trustee meeting I was at, we
Hey,
being,
Brady, just fill us in, just go ahead and, there's
Just-
a lot of people that are watching in
Yeah.
that don't know what
Okay.
we did at the
Yep.
last meeting.
yep, okay, so what we were talking about was there's an area in the park where there's some drainage that comes down the hill from either the farm field to the north, or some of the runoff from the roofs even of the township buildings, as well as the parking lot. It all goes through, pretty much bisects the middle of the park, kind of going in a southwestern direction. And once you get more towards the far southwest corner of the property, it opens up down there into kind of like more of a dry creek bed. But there's an area out there where there's a lot of sediment that's deposited, it's really wet. And what we're proposing is doing sort of what is called a rain garden. It's just an area where you're gonna create a depression. We're not making a pond. You're only gonna be doing like a shallow excavation, maybe a foot to a foot and a half deep. To the naked eye, it's not really gonna look like anything at all. But until you get plants in there, so you'd be planting different species of shrubs or wildflowers, grasses even, that could tolerate wet conditions. So what we did today is we went and looked, because I haven't seen the site since they did the survey for the trail, so I wanted to see how the trail was going to affect the rain garden construction. And it doesn't really look like it's going to affect it at all. What we're talking about is waiting until the trail construction is done, seeing how the culvert is placed, because there is going to be a culvert needed in that area so the water's not, washing over top of the trail every time it rains. And I think we kind of came to the conclusion today that we're going to be maybe doing 2 rain gardens now. So one upstream of the culvert, so a smaller one there. There's already a lot of water standing there. It's very muddy, so doing a smaller one there, and then using the culvert to connect it to the other more medium to large sized one. We talked about some grant funding opportunities to purchase plants, and as long as we can get the excavation done, we should be able to use our volunteer group with the Soil and Water Conservation District to do the actual planting. So that would be, normally we do those on Saturdays, so we would just do a Saturday event where, 20 to 30 of our volunteers would come and do the planting, so.
All right, so let me jump in here for a second. What the grant Brady was talking about is similar to the one that we're pursuing. Originally we had thought we could apply for up to 5 of the grants out of Metro Parks, Butler County, but they clarified that, and we can apply for 1 grant, and that would for $5,000, and that would be assigned to the benches in the park to fund that. What is a possibility is a Soil and Water District could forward an application to Metro Parks for this effort on behalf of their own entity to apply for another grant for that $5,000. So the construction of the trail will be as proposed right now on our drawings. What this would involve is after construction of the trail, with the assistance of the road department, we would make the depression on either side of that culvert at a level grade to retain water on both sides of that. And then what Brady's talking about is the volunteers coming in on that Saturday to plant. If we get that grant money, that would fund the planting cost of the flowers, and $5,000 would buy everything that you would need.
Yes, it would be adequate. So, and it would also help cover some of the signage that we talked about.
Okay.
So
All
that
right.
was another idea, just to make it an educational aspect too, because we have a rain garden at our office. It's at our entrance. So when people walk in our building, that's the first thing they see. So they see the flowers blooming, amongst a sea of green grass. They stop. A lot of people look at the sign, and we also have a little brochure holder where people can pull a brochure out to learn about. So we could use, because we did the sign, we did the design for the sign, so we would be able to modify that for the township's needs, and then you guys could send it off to whatever sign company of your preference. So
Okay. I guess what I would like to do now is get a consensus with the trustees if that would be acceptable for the road department to do that excavation on the north side and the south side of that culvert pipe to a depth of what, a foot?
yeah,
And a diameter of what,
I'm not sure on that right now.
20 feet?
I would say
No more than?
probably no more than 40 if I had to estimate on the high side.
Okay, so 1 foot by 40 foot in diameter, irregularly shaped, no really,
Probably more like an oval shape is what I'm.
yeah, but it could be an irregular shape
Yeah.
for aesthetics.
Yeah.
So first off, is that, Rob, would that be something that you would be capable of doing?
I would think so. Trying to keep up all the other road work.
I mean, we could do it at your leisure. This would not be
So we still gotta do the culvert pipes, we gotta put them in and all that stuff, so. Well, when are you talking about doing this? What?
I'm thinking here, maybe if however good Jason is with that bulldozer, he might be able to do an opening or a excavation. He could get into that culvert area and spin the dozer around and maybe do a level. So it might not even, it might not even be on you, Rob, but I mean, some of the finer work might require your mini excavator, but, okay.
I'm thinking not more, I mean, you could do this in an afternoon, and I think the original goal was we were gonna try to get everything ready to do a planting in the fall. 'Cause we don't wanna do a planting in the summer just because that's gonna cause a lot of stress on the new transplants. So really the fall is gonna be the best time to get.
Well, that would be a lot easier for us if it's in the fall.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll plan on going ahead with the grant now to meet that deadline. And then I guess I'll throw it open to the pleasure of the trustees if this is something we want to pursue or something we might want to, if we want to pass on this, I'll put that on the floor for discussion.
I'd like to see more of it laid out first, before make a final discussion, wouldn't you?
Okay.
I mean, 'cause I can't visualize it just by talking, you almost gotta see it. But it sounds favorable to me, Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking sounds like the way to go. I mean, it's a very inexpensive way to handle a problem that we've been
Yeah.
trying to deal with, come up with a solution. Sounds like the most cost-effective way, and it's, something that's gonna be aesthetically pleasing and.
Yeah, it's a natural park, so, I mean, the more we can add to it, the better.
Well, it'll be aesthetically over a big, ugly concrete
Right.
bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine general rain, gardens or a huge retention basin that's a concrete bowl, which the cost of concrete and such, this is a much more cost efficient and cost effective and environmentally friendly for a
yeah.
park that you're doing. If this isn't a solution, then you're gonna have to do something to handle that water, because when we walked it last week, you got washouts, it's
I mean,
gonna.
That's probably, last week's probably an example of the worst flooding.
And it would have been miserable when we walked down there.
So you could see it.
You
yeah.
could see it, no, it's gonna wash, and I'm not by any means these subject matter experts, but you're gonna undermine that trail. Even, because it did not, it was very damp, and this way, and everybody agrees the general cascade is the way to go, and that's what this achieves. I would hate to see an ugly piece of concrete there,
Right.
holding water, and then you have risk when that fills up, Lord forbid somebody falls in it. You know what I mean? This is much safer and risk adverse than anything else you could possibly do in my 2 years of being involved in this park that we've talked about.
Yeah. Okay.
I think let's not wait on it to let him get the ball rolling to get that grant application in and get the
Yeah.
funding in hand. And
Okay.
I'm okay to vote on it today, and
Okay.
so.
I will, I'll make the motion that we do the required excavation at the time of trail construction, that we can, if we can assist with, at the time of construction, put that little retention pond on the north and on the south side. And we might want to get you back out here when we get to that point to do it. And maybe Sandra and Holly can come over and look and see if we can do it to your specifications with the dozer. And then if not, we'll just wait till the fall. You'll have the money, you'll have the funding. We might try to do it in-house with the backhoe or the mini excavator.
Okay.
So you've got to, okay, I will make the motion that
Wait a minute. If we do it too soon and not have any plants in there, are we going to cause more of a problem? Are we going to have more erosion?
That's a concern. I think we're probably better off just,
Waiting until,
let's just wait.
yeah,
That way we don't have exposed
Right.
soil for 4 to 5 months.
and I think if it's in the fall, like Rob said, his availability is going to be greater than now. This is his peak season, cutting grass and taking care of things that need to be done now. That if the fall is kind of a lull for them before snow starts coming and so I would recommend not to touch it right now. Is that
okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make the motion.
Motion to get the ball rolling, but
Yeah.
not do any excavating yet.
But we can make it dependent on getting that grant. Because if we don't get the grant, we don't have the funding for the flowers.
Right.
So, and that would be a
Unless-
good,
Okay.
a good
Right.
addition to make to the
You got
To the
his motion?
Okay, so I'll make the motion that we would proceed with the rain guarding installation pending Butler County's Soil and Water District's ability to acquire the Metro Parks grant for $5,000, work to be initiated in the fall as opportunities permit.
I'll second that.
Sound good? Good.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Hubble?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Brady, are there any other opportunities for grant money? You mentioned that the last meeting.
Yeah, so there's a smaller grant pool that we could apply through the Ohio EPA to get $1,000. Like, it's obviously much less than
Right.
5,000. We'd be on a tighter budget, but we had discussed that at work as well.
Okay.
So, I think let's try to go for the Metro Parks
Okay.
first, because I think that's going to be somewhat more attainable than some of the requirements that we were looking at for the EPA one.
Okay.
So, but if not, we might be able to do the EPA one as a backup.
All right.
So,
Great.
All right, Brady.
Thanks, Brady.
Thank you. Anything else from? Okay. Thank you.
That it for the parks then? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rob.
I put a report there in front of you. We are mowing our roadsides, about halfway finished with mowing. We did not have any damage from the storms last week. We was very fortunate here in Morgan Township. Next week, we'll be putting a culvert in on Northwind Road. That was one that, I don't know how I missed it, but I missed it. It's a little
Let's see.
small one, it's only like a 15-inch, but the bottom is rusted out on it, so we're gonna.
Is it towards Lehigh or
No,
towards
it's up
Hennessy?
towards 129,
Yeah.
up the northern part.
Past Mingus's new field there?
No.
Oh, before that then?
Before
Okay.
that,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a small 15-inch, just take a couple days to do and be
Okay.
in and out in no time, so.
Yeah, you did a good job on that one there. You can't tell the dip at all, so,
Right.
yeah.
So, but we wanna try to get to that, cause we're on the latter part of the contract, so they're gonna be later in the summer before they get here to do the milling and paving of Northwind.
Okay.
So we wanna
Who-
get on this.
Who's doing it? Barrett?
Barrett Paving got it this year, so. And then I ran a roadside check of all the road signs, and they all are in place and visible to everybody, so that's all I have.
Anybody, any other questions you got? Let's go to Dale, the zoning.
Yeah, let me get my mic on here.
All right.
All right. You have the certificates approved through May 13th. As you can see, the last one being a deck for 7827 Hamilton Scipio. Everything's looking pretty good. A lot of accessory structures, as you can see. And a new construction that will go in at 2491 Millville Shandon. The gentleman is removing an old house and building a new one at that particular spot. And any questions on that, or any thoughts?
No.
Okay. The next meeting of the zoning commission is June the 5th. Topics, I didn't manage to put them on there, but topics will be the Connex boxes and a couple of other things that we're looking at in terms of what to do with those if we do approve and do have them, as to what to do with the ones that are existing here in the township now. That will be the biggest discussion that we will probably have that night. Everything else. There'll be a BZA hearing. It will be held on May 16th, that's this Thursday, for a use variance. No further discussion on that, but this particular use variance has two precedents to it, so I'm not sure where the outcome on that one will be. Just to give you an up-to-date on Howard's Creek Estates, the owner has cleared vegetation for the entrance and removed brush and trees to show where the road approximately will be or will be. But the project is still waiting for the hydrology study. I guess that is the water runoff piece. Is that right? The hydrology, working with that?
Sounds
Or
like
maybe
it.
the pumping of the water in, maybe that's,
I guess I can talk since I'm on the Butler County Planning Commission. The question is where the 100-foot floodplain lies, and that only has one way in and out. And if that road is at or above below the 100-year floodplain for Howard's Creek, it's going to be an issue because there's only one way in and out. If there was a second way in and out, but that's why it was tabled at our last 2 meetings ago, is because that 100-year floodplain has to be
yeah.
clearly delineated.
Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over here. Darren has been on for 2 weeks now, and I'm going to let him speak to what he has done.
Other than setting up my workspace and learning the area with Dale here in the last 2 weeks, I've dug into Okeana's Drurisburg, abandoned vehicles and blight, also as well as Bell Road, and I'm looking into a possible towing company that, with your approval, we could work with people that can't afford to have their inoperable cars pulled out. Obviously groundwork on that, but just an idea I had, that because I think that's the common.
Have you been running into that? People said they can't afford it, or you just haven't approached
No,
it?
I'm assuming that's the case
Or you
because
haven't
people
approached them personally, yeah.
don't abide by our regulations.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what they're claiming, or it's just another alternative we can give them to say, hey, you know, it could be a local tow company, it could be DAV, it could be Goodwill. I'm just spitballing to see
Yeah, yeah.
what we can do here.
Yeah.
I want, if you have somebody who's got a car, needs to get rid of it, we have a signed release from them to tow for disposal. The cost of the towing might equal the cost of the salvage value of the vehicle, so it could be a wash. We've always worried
Correct.
about the legality.
Right,
of all
I'm
this,
looking to make it a
but-
win-win situation
Yeah,
where
right.
the homeowner might be able to get, I don't know, $50, or the car owner might be able to get $50. The tow company gets $200,
Yeah.
and we get rid of the problem.
Well, I hope we crack this nut sooner or later, because Dale's been working on it for
Right,
a
I was
couple of
quite
years now.
surprised as how many cars we have out there.
Yeah.
So that's been my front focus here, and just learning the area and the administrative side of it with Dale.
on the one side, we have sent letters to the 2787 Bell Road and to 6439 Okeana Drurisburg. And everything else on that side, on the Drurisburg side, I'm going to start working with Christopher Oliver, who is he is the building and electric manager, and I was referred to him by the by the building department to be the one to speak about having the Okeana Drurisburg home inspected.
Open that,
I meant to bring my pictures in, but
open that.
the house there is getting to the point where it needs, just needs to be repaired. It's not falling down, it's probably very sturdy in terms of its foundation, but the clapboards are falling off, there's exposed wire. You can see through into the house in certain situations, plus along with all of the junk and debris and the vehicles that still remain there if you drive by. Numerous neighbors are complaining, and it's taken me this long to even get even further. I did have him get back in 2021, managed to get most of the vehicles out of there, but for whatever reason, they seem to return, but they're different. Okay, so that's all we have at this point in time. Any other questions?
No, all good. Good to have you with us, Darren.
he's helping. It's been a relief.
Yeah.
It really has.
No doubt.
That's it. Any questions, everybody?
Yep.
Okay. Need to go, Tina?
Okay.
Fiscal officer.
I'm asking the trustees to amend Resolution 079-2024 to state the starting date of raise to be April 29th, 2024, and that's for marks. We can't just do 2 days and then the rest of the 2 weeks.
Okay. So we're just amending it to change the date?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. Okay, I need a motion to approve a PO to LCNB National Bank for the Fire Station Improvement Bond Installment Payment due June 1st, 2024, in the amount of $35,100 from Fund 2111, which $19,800 is in principal and $15,300 in interest.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Just a question on that. On, were we funded to incur that interest? Is there any acceleration possibility on the payment, or is it based on when we get money in from the county, when we're eligible, or
I'm sure that you can make additional payments because there was an additional payment made on it. That's why way back when I kind of first started, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So the amount on the amortization schedule is not correct anymore. So I call them when this is due and ask for the amounts that will be due because it doesn't match the amortization schedule
Right.
anymore.
so do we have money to be able to pay more of this than we currently are paying?
Out of Fund 2111, no.
Right, okay.
No. Unfortunately
Okay.
not.
Then I think you got a roll call with Mr. Brucker, Mr. Huff, and yes.
Okay.
I'm a yes.
Motion approved, thank you.
Thank you.
I need a motion to approve a pay increase for Fiscal Officer Assistant Chrissy Hill for her 1-year anniversary in the amount of $1 per hour effective May 26, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. The only other thing I have is we're working on our amended budget supplemental for 2024 because of the increase in revenue. Everybody has to do one. We'll have it done for you to approve at the next meeting. And we're gonna do the 2025 budget the first week in June. And that's all I have.
Okay, the only thing I have is the great news that construction has begun on the walking trail. It looks like they're going to proceed based on the weather, and it looks like next week might be a possibility to keep going, so great progress is being made. So the other thing, Mr. Mateo is here with us today. He's from Duke Energy. We're going to look at that guy wire, Rob, on that one Cincinnati Brookville Road side. So as soon as we get done, we'll take a walk out there and move that. But that is all I have today.
Okay. Tom?
All right, the only thing I have is a reminder that next meeting and work session have been moved from Monday the 27th because it's Memorial Day. We rescheduled it for Tuesday, May 28th. The work session will be for the websites for Morgan Township as well as Morgan Township Historical Society. And that begins at 6, and then the meeting, our regularly scheduled meeting, will be at 7, and that's on Tuesday, May 28th.
That meeting, I will not be able to attend that meeting because I've got a prior one already.
Okay, that's fine. We had to reschedule because of the holiday. Yeah, I got that, but it said that there was a check. That's why I got yours.
Yeah, and I think I'll mention this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I received a letter here of the trustees and the board, here from John Jenkins on.
John
John
Sackenheim.
Sackenheim on Jenkins Road. I'm sorry, John. And anyway, it had to do with a situation in which his wife had to be transported to McCullough High. And he is praising our response from our EMTs, the way they carried themselves, the way they answered all his wife's questions, problems. They said they were evident, their training and skill were evident. They answered all the questions in a thorough manner and that people could understand. They said they kept me informed of what they were doing with my wife. It's very much of a comfort to someone who watches their loved ones suffer. They took care of my wife throughout the ordeal, and they transported her to McCullough, and she was admitted. But and he's going on to say he's proud to live in Morgan Township, as all of us are, and pleased that the township has such working in such a great capacity. I commend the EMT team and thank them for their efforts on my behalf. And he wanted to make sure that we received their deeply felt thank you and their appreciation. And he thanked the trustees on their behalf, and he says, we're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. We love, good to hear this kind of response back from people. I mean, they do it all the time, but it's just an example of what they do. And the people are appreciative, and being in a small community, we know how, we can be overlooked sometimes, but when it comes to people's safety and security and health, I think our fire department's doing a great job. It's getting better, really.
And what we tell people, and Chief and I have sent this down, is just what would you do for your family member? Because
Yes.
these really are our extended family members. We work for them. I live in the community. And any decision I make on any run in this township is what would I do for my family member. And as long as you do that, I think it shows. And I think our employees are, hopefully, and if we fall short, we'll fix it.
All these,
But-
all your efforts are heartfelt. They know that. It's not just a job.
No, it's not just a
It's not
job.
just a job. It's
No.
not just a paycheck.
No.
These people feel it, and they, like you say, it's not to receive the check. They gave a great donation also, but it's just good to hear from the people. We know they feel it, but
Yeah.
people don't know how to express themselves, and examples like this is good for our morale and the people
Yeah.
out there.
And that check goes to the association, which purchases things that the members vote to do for their
Yes.
own betterment of their living conditions over there, or we donate it or whatever we do. But that does not go to the township. That goes to the Fire Department Association, which is,
Yeah.
they decide the journey they want to take with that money, or they save it for a rainy day or make a donation or whatever.
Okay. Well, we like you said, and we want to thank John and Martha for their donation, but also for their appreciation that they expressed. It's helps the morale, and we do appreciate it.
Yep.
And thanks again.
And I have a request for executive session.
Okay.
I have a request to go into executive session and consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or
Hey,
compensation of.
Chief, can you hold on just one second? Sir,
I got a comment.
please come on up here.
Hello, I'm Mike Jones. I was going to make a comment about the Howard Creek Estates. I appreciate what you've been doing. It looks like you're really looking into that very well, and I appreciate that. I'm kind of here representing some of the people around that area there. I do have a concern about where the bridge is supposedly going to go up through there. It's very, very close to Howard Creek. It's just feet away from there. And I've been told there's an approach by law that you have to make going into it. You can't turn on the other side of the road. And I just want to make sure that that's being looked at. I don't know if that's the trustees or the bridge design or so forth.
That would belong to the county engineers.
Okay.
Because they're the ones designing the bridge and working with the citizens on that.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that's good, appreciate
Yeah.
that. Someone looking into that, I didn't know, because they said, well, it can't be that. There were also on the, I think it was a March 25th meeting, there was some minutes, or the reasons why that it was denied was turned over. I don't know if I can get a copy of those. They said
Certainly, it'll take me a few minutes to look them back
Okay,
up.
thank
Be
you, I
able to give
appreciate
you-
that.
Okay.
And that's all, I just want to make sure it's handled correctly and it's going up through there, and, because it's kind of a, a big deal to our, at least my area, and the township. There's also another bridge on Howard Creek, and what's that, 3 bridges within a mile
Right.
crossing that creek. And, so,
And this is gonna be once they're finished, it will be a public road, so it's something that we'll be maintaining, so.
yeah, I would,
Because the zoning's not allowing private road developments anymore, so.
oh, I didn't know that, okay.
Yeah, this is not a private development, it's
Yeah,
actually a
This is a
subdivision.
bridge then that the taxpayers would then have to maintain after,
Correct.
Yes.
The people building the subdivision, they have to build it, but once it's built and built to county specs and stuff, then it's turned over. The bridge will actually be a county bridge, because anything over 10 foot, the county is responsible for. It's 10 foot or under, the township is responsible for,
Oh,
on
okay.
township roads.
okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
In fact, the whole road will be, Mike, the whole road will be county to maintain it all the way.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Chief, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll start with promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public official, investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual, unless the employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual requests a public hearing by division of G1 of Section 121.22 of the revised code.
What does it mean?
He wants to go to executive session.
Okay,
Okay.
so are we gonna go in?
Yep.
Okay.
Make a motion to go to executive session.
All right, then we're gonna go into executive session.
I'll make a motion to go to executive session.
Second.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Not 10:43.
Okay, Tim,
I'm gonna
coming?
be out about 5 or 10
Oh,
minutes.
Okay.
I gotta take,
Is dead.
It's
dead.
So look at that.
Duke? Oh, okay.
So, but I'll be back in
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
10 minutes.
okay.
I
yeah.
was gonna
Not
say,
hourly, no.
me and them other two were like, oh my God.
It's not hourly.
And do you know I had to send 6 cents back on that one?
Oh, yeah,
A 6-cent check?
She sent me a thing and said if you don't, they're gonna come visit us.
6 cents.
I'm gonna run a copy of this, we'll keep my record. I know the second one, I didn't know that it went. When was it? He had it down here. Who was it? I can tell you who it was. April 11th. That was a couple weeks ago. A month ago,
That was in my box. It was in my box.
Oh.
But I got a letter and it said the check is when I ran back and made sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna run a copy of it. That's pretty good.
Did we miss that one? Did we miss that one? So I need to do that and come out?
That's what I'm assuming, so. He is the lieutenant.
Yeah.
He double checked. There is no resolution.
Okay, we'll fix that.
So, and bring it back.
Can I get a copy run for this?
Sure. So we have the exact.
Yeah.
Do you want a copy of the check and the letter? Okay. All right.
April 28th, just so that way we can go ahead and.
No, you
we can go ahead and process the.
Yeah, I'll make a resolution. Resolution, right, correct? Is that the right word? Okay.
That sounds good to
Chief
me.
made an error on one resolution.
They call it the Bridgestone on Miami Heights.
Yeah, the whole one, the developers, move away from him.
Yeah, it's a lot of something anyway. Yeah. All these guys.
is it gonna be different for each person?
No, it's just adjustable.
Well, they're all gonna be.
Well, because we had to go in the system and
Yeah.
review everybody, but they just did a freaking ton of people.
Ready?
And you're gonna amend the one, correct?
I'm gonna do it, yes.
Okay. All right.
Right. Yep.
All right, ready to come back in session at make a motion, come back in session at 11:25.
So moved?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Is the correct thing I need a motion?
Yes.
Yes.
I need a motion to amend 086-2024 for Brandon Newton. It was, his salary should be $23 an hour, not $26 an hour.
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay.
Do you want me to read these? Chief?
Yes,
Okay.
if you like to, yeah, I think.
Abrams, his first name.
Riley.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve a pay increase for Riley Abrams from $17 an hour to $18 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Make a motion for Deckard, what's his first name?
Ally.
Allie Deckard. Pay increase from $19 to $20.25 effective May 26th.
So moved?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Rob Embry. Make a motion for a pay increase for Rob Embry from $19.30 to $22.50 per hour effective May 26th,
Second.
2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Garland.
Kylie.
I'll make a motion for a pay increase for Kylie Garland from $19 to $20.50 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
We already brought Toby in, so that
Yep.
you got him as a check, but he
I'm
should be a,
sorry.
okay,
I'm old.
that's all right. Houston, Steve, Scott. I'll make a motion for pay increase for Scott Houston from $19.30 an hour to $22.50 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'll make a motion for pay increase for Kathy Johns from $19.30 an hour to $20 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
So moved?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Keene.
Jeremy.
Make a motion for pay increase for Jeremy Keene from $19.30 an hour to $22.50 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Make a motion for pay increase for Steve Locke from $19.30 an hour to $22.50 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
So moved?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
McMahon.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, I'll make a motion for a pay increase for Stephanie McMahon from $19.60 an hour to $22.50 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Make a motion for a pay increase for Jacob Milner from $21.60 an hour to $23 an hour effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'll make a motion for Mormon is Joseph. For Joseph Mormon, pay increase from $21.60 an hour to $23 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Owens,
Brad.
make a motion for a pay increase for Brad Owens from $17.30 an hour to $18 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Reardon.
Amanda.
Okay, I make a motion for a pay increase for Amanda Reardon from $19 an hour to $20 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Ross.
Travis.
Make a motion for a pay increase for Travis Ross from $17.30 an hour to $18 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Make a motion for a pay increase for Richard Simmons from $19.30 an hour to $22.50 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
And Taylor.
Brian.
I'll make a motion for a pay increase for Brian Taylor from $17 an hour to $18.50 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'll make a motion for a pay increase for Eric Weiss from $19 an hour to $22.50 an hour, effective May 26, 2024.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. Anything else? Daryl?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Is
If
that
not,
it?
That's it.
All right. If there's no other further business, make a motion, I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes, we're
Motion-
adjourned.
Motion approved.
11:32.
11:32.
11:32.
a.m. Uh-huh.
Well, some of these guys are gonna get some decent